which I really like. To me, you could wear this with jeans and a t-shirt. And this is a great, it's like a belt skirt, so you can wear a slip underneath.
From their rise as America's most beloved child stars on Full House to becoming billion-dollar fashion moguls, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen seemed to have it all. But behind the scenes, their lives were far from picture-perfect. From intense public scrutiny, family turmoil, and devastating health battles to the relentless pressures of fame, the Olsen twins' journey has been filled with heartbreak and struggle. Their story is one of resilience, loss, and survival in the harsh glare of the Hollywood spotlight. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen were born on June 13, 1986 in Sherman Oaks, California. They grew up in a busy household with an older brother named Trent and a younger sister named Elizabeth, who later became an actress. Their parents David Olsen and Jarnett eventually separated in 1996. After their parents separated, their father married again and they gained 3 more siblings, Courtney, Taylor, and Jake. From a very young age, the twins' lives were quite different from those of most children. When they were only 6 months old, they were chosen to play the part of Michelle Tanner on the popular ABC television show Full House. Their parents really did not expect it, as they had never been on any other audition before. It was just for Full House, and it was random that they even went to the audition. The person who created the show, Jeff Franklin, was very impressed with the twins during a casting call where anyone could try out for the role. He noticed how relaxed and comfortable they were around people they did not know. To make sure they followed the laws about how long children could work, Mary-Kate and Ashley took turns playing Michelle. They played the role for the entire 8 years that the show was on the air, which ended in 1995. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's quick rise to fame had a big impact on their lives. When they were just 3 years old, their parents hired Robert Thorne to be their manager. He helped them start a company that turned the twins into a well-known brand. This helped them grow beyond television and into movies, books, music, and products. Surprisingly, by the time they were 6, the Olsen twins were the youngest people ever to produce something in Hollywood. By the age of 10, they had become very rich. Even though they were successful, the twins did not have a normal childhood. In an interview with Nylon magazine, Ashley talked about their early years in the entertainment business and how they were involved from a very young age. She said they had been really involved in the process from the beginning, even when they were just 10 years old. However, this came at a cost. They were always working and did not have much time to just be kids. Mary-Kate also talked about this in a 2010 interview with Marie Claire magazine. She said that growing up the way they did was not something she would wish on anyone. Looking at old pictures made her feel disconnected from her past. She compared their experiences to being little performers who had no control over their own lives. The twins' sudden fame was not planned. Their mother sent a photo of them to a casting agency just to see what would happen, and that is how they got the roles on Full House. It was not always easy working with the twins. John Stamos, who played Uncle Jesse on Full House, said that sometimes it was hard to work with them. He told Entertainment Weekly that they often cried, which made filming difficult. He said they were only 11 months old, and at times he found it hard to work with them. He even asked the producers to replace them. At one point, the people making the show tried to find different actors to play Michelle, but they decided to bring Mary-Kate and Ashley back because the other actors did not work out. The Washington Post reported that during the first season of the show, Mary-Kate did most of the filming because Ashley was too scared to be on the set. Their early fame had a negative side. The press and the public paid a lot of attention to them, often forgetting that they were just children. In a 1991 article, journalist Jay Matthews wrote about how his family and many others liked the Olsen twins even though they were not the best actors. All this attention and pressure made it hard for the twins to figure out who they were and caused them some emotional problems later in life. As they grew up under constant public scrutiny, their story became even more complicated. Life after Full House was not just about leaving a popular show. It was also about dealing with their family breaking up. In 1996, their parents David and Jarnett Olsen got divorced, which upset the twins' stable life. This was not just any divorce. It happened at the same time Full House ended, and their company, which had made them famous, also started to change. Their father David had started a relationship with a woman named Mackenzie, someone he worked with in the mortgage business before he started working in Hollywood. This relationship caused him to separate from Jarnett. Just 1 month after everyone knew about the divorce, David married Mackenzie. This was a very confusing time for the family. Ashley chose not to go to the wedding and stayed with her mom while Mary-Kate went, which showed how much the family was struggling emotionally. Dave tried to keep it chill, saying the girls were fine, but Jarnett chose to keep her emotions private. Even though things were chaotic at home, the twins tried to have a normal life. Mary-Kate once said in a 1996 interview that they went to school, played with their friends, and had sleepovers. They went to Campbell Hall Episcopal School, a private school in Studio City that encouraged students to be curious and learn about themselves. But let's be honest, their lives were not normal at all. Their careers always came first. Imagine missing your high school prom because you had to host Saturday Night Live. That is exactly what happened to them. Instead of going to the prom in fancy cars and dresses, they were promoting their movie New York Minute. They even joked about it in their speech on Saturday Night Live. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's journey into adulthood was not easy. After the problems caused by their parents' divorce and the pressures of fame, things got even worse. Mary-Kate started to have serious problems that went beyond what the newspapers and magazines wrote about. In the early 2000s, people started to talk about Mary-Kate's health. The media was unkind, saying mean things and making jokes about serious problems. Before she turned 18, right after she finished high school, Mary-Kate went to a special place to get help for an eating disorder. Her father and a therapist helped her because they were worried about her. One person told People magazine that they finally reached the point where they had to act. They did not want to find her dead on the floor from not eating. A few months later, the twins went on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah is known for being kind and understanding in her interviews, but she did not do that this time. She kept asking them questions about the rumors regarding Mary-Kate's eating disorder. Ashley tried to politely change the subject, but Oprah kept asking, making a difficult situation even worse. Oprah then added another question, stating, "What size are you, by the way?" Mary-Kate responded politely, saying, "Size, I am really not sure." Years later, in 2021, Oprah faced backlash when this 2004 interview resurfaced online. Social media erupted in criticism, with many calling her questions invasive and inappropriate for the then 17-year-old twins. Her direct mention of Mary-Kate's rumored eating disorder and their weight struck a nerve, highlighting the lack of sensitivity often shown to young stars in the public eye. Mary-Kate was very good at hiding her struggles, even from people who knew her well. Denny Gordon, the director of the movie New York Minute, said he had meals with her and did not notice anything wrong. Dr. Drew Pinsky, who played their dad in the movie, also did not see any signs. People with eating disorders often get very good at hiding how they feel inside. In an interview with Elle magazine in 2008, Mary-Kate finally talked about her anorexia. She said it was hard to ask for help and to be honest with herself. She said, "I do not want to go through my life with my eyes shut." While Mary-Kate was struggling, the world kept watching her. There were rumors that she had problems with substances, which were made worse by how thin she looked and the image of partying that the media created for her. The twins even made fun of this on Saturday Night Live, saying, "You are so skinny, eat a sandwich." But the reality was much more serious. At 17, Mary-Kate did not have much control over her treatment because her parents were still legally responsible for her. She wanted to continue getting help while she attended New York University for her first semester, but even that plan did not work out. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen hoped for a normal college experience when they started at New York University in September 2004. They even bought a very expensive apartment in the West Village, but they never lived there, choosing to stay away from the usual college dorm life. However, their dreams of college quickly faded. It was reported that the twins were bored and not enjoying school. Mary-Kate was often absent from classes. There were rumors that she might study independently to balance her schoolwork with her work in New York City and Los Angeles. In the end, Mary-Kate took a break from school, which led to rumors that she was getting treatment for an eating disorder again. In reality, she already had a lot of support, including therapists, nutritionists, and people who help individuals with eating disorders. Ashley also took a break from school. The constant attention they received made them feel unsafe at school. Spencer Pratt, who was known for being a troublemaker on the TV show The Hills, added to their problems. In 2007, he said he made $50,000 by selling a photo of Mary-Kate drinking at a party. This angered Mary-Kate, and they had a disagreement. This was just one example of how their every move was watched closely and often used to make money. Also, they had a successful business to run. Leaving New York University was not just about wanting privacy, it was necessary for their careers. Their lives were constantly in the news even before college. From their parents' divorce to their teenage years, the Olsens were famous and became fashion icons. Even though they made many movies and television shows, they were more famous for being famous. People were very curious about everything the twins did, especially as they got closer to their 18th birthdays. In the early 2000s, with the rise of the internet, people could intrude on their lives even more. Websites were created that counted down the days until the twins turned 18, which was a very strange and uncomfortable way to celebrate them becoming adults. These websites also contributed to how they were objectified. Being a child star is difficult, but being a teenager in the public eye is a completely different kind of nightmare. Every decision they made and everything they did was watched closely and often turned into false stories. One example of this is when Ashley Olsen sued the National Enquirer, a newspaper, for $40 million because they published a misleading photo and a headline that suggested she had passed out from using substances. The newspaper later apologized and corrected the story, but the damage was already done. This kind of constant scrutiny was a part of their everyday lives. Ashley said she felt very angry and upset when a journalist asked her about her virginity before she was even old enough. She said it was her worst nightmare, showing how invasive their fame could be. The constant attention made it impossible for the twins to have a normal life. Their attempts to fit in at college were ruined by the very fame that had made them successful. The public was always very interested in their lives, and the media was always looking for scandals to report. This meant they had very little privacy. Even though they faced these challenges, Mary-Kate and Ashley continued to run their successful business, Dual Star Entertainment Group. They made movies, books, and fashion lines. However, their fame took a toll on them. The pressure to maintain their public image while dealing with personal problems was very high. As if their lives were not already under a lot of scrutiny, people also became very interested in the fact that the Olsen twins smoked cigarettes. There was a time when Mary-Kate and Ashley said they did not smoke or drink. In a 2003 interview with Rolling Stone magazine, they said they were clean, but things changed. They started to be seen smoking cigarettes more often, which seemed to mark a new phase in their lives. The media became obsessed with this habit. Maybe it was the image of the twins smoking together that made them seem more mysterious. These were some of the few times the public saw how close they were. They stayed out of the public eye, so these pictures of them looking cool and distant, often with a cigarette in their hand, were all we saw. Rachel Handler from Vulture magazine perfectly described how people felt about this, saying that photos of the Olsen twins smoking seemed very calming. Life and Style magazine was more critical, suggesting that smoking was making them look tired. Page 6, a gossip column, even reported that at Mary-Kate's wedding, there were many bowls filled with cigarettes for the guests. Their smoking seemed like a small act of rebellion against the constant attention they received. However, it also suggested that they were under a lot of stress and pressure. Mary-Kate was a heavy smoker. In 2010 at a New York Fashion Week party, she was told twice not to smoke inside. It was clear that the twins were addicted to smoking, and they were willing to risk their professional reputation for a moment of relief in their busy and public lives. Mary-Kate Olsen has had a few well-known relationships. She dated people like artist Nate Lohman and Max Winkler, the son of actor Henry Winkler. She was also married to Olivier Sarkozy. The media often paid close attention to her relationships. One of her relationships that people remember is with actor Heath Ledger. In 2008, news reports said they were casually dating for a few months. They were not in a serious relationship, but they enjoyed spending time together and both liked to smoke Marlboro cigarettes. It was a short relationship, but it was an important part of Mary-Kate's life. The world was shocked when Heath Ledger was found dead in his apartment. The New York Times reported that Diana Wazin, the masseuse who found him, called Mary-Kate twice before calling emergency services. Wazin used Ledger's phone to call Mary-Kate, who was in California. Mary-Kate reportedly promised to send her security team to help, which shows how close they were. When Ledger did not respond, Wazin called emergency services and tried to help him, but it was too late. Doctors said Ledger died from an accidental overdose of prescribed medicines. This event had a big impact on Mary-Kate. She reportedly refused to help investigators unless they promised not to charge her with any crimes in the future. The investigation was eventually stopped because there were not enough people to investigate. After dealing with fame and personal struggles, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen decided to live a more private life. Since Mary-Kate had a small role in the 2011 movie Beastly, the twins have become very private figures in Hollywood. They are rarely seen in public except at special events like the Met Gala or Fashion Week, where they promote their fashion brands. The Olsen twins are now more often seen in fashion magazines than on the big screen. In an interview with Nita Porter's The Edit in 2017, Mary-Kate explained that they were used to being on the other side of the camera and managing the process, so it was hard for them to do photo shoots now. They have successfully transitioned from acting to becoming fashion leaders, but it is clear they prefer to stay out of the public eye. Unlike many other famous people in Hollywood, Ashley mentioned in the same interview that they do not participate in the world of social media and have chosen to live a more private life. The first time the Olsen twins posted a selfie on social media was a big deal. They used Sephora's Instagram account in 2016 to promote their brand, Elizabeth and James. The photo was very stylish, as you would expect, but they haven't done it again. They have also chosen not to be involved in the Fuller House reboot, which disappointed many fans. The twins are now focused on their fashion businesses and have built a very successful company worth billions of dollars. They are very careful about keeping their personal lives private. As fashion designers, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen have created a luxury brand that is highly respected in the industry. Their brand, The Row, is known for its simple and expensive designs. Dresses often cost around $6,500, which might seem very expensive to most people. However, this is similar to the prices of other high-end brands like BGA, Vina, and Lanin. In 2011, they even sold a backpack made of alligator skin for $39,000, even though some people who care about animal rights were upset about it. However, their success in the fashion world has not been without controversy. In 2015, some former interns at The Row sued Dual Star Entertainment Group, the company owned by the Olsen twins, for not paying them. Shahist Alani, a former intern who graduated from Parsons School of Design, led the lawsuit. The intern said they worked very long hours, often 50 hours a week, doing tasks that paid employees usually do. Lani said she even had to go to the hospital because she was dehydrated after carrying heavy coats in hot weather. She told Page 6 that as an intern, you are like an employee except you are not getting paid. Many interns cried because of the difficult working conditions and having to do simple tasks like getting coffee and making copies. The lawsuit argued that the interns should have been paid minimum wage and overtime for their work. The Olsen twins' representatives said the lawsuit was without merit, but they eventually settled the case out of court. They agreed to pay $140,000 to be divided among 185 interns, acknowledging the difficulties faced by those who worked for their fashion company. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen have had many ups and downs in their lives, and recent years have been no exception. Mary-Kate's marriage to French banker Olivier Sarosi was often in the news because of their public displays of affection, but their private life was far from perfect. In April 2020, Mary-Kate filed for divorce from her husband, Olivier Sarosi. However, because of COVID-19, the city of New York temporarily stopped processing divorce filings. Desperate, Mary-Kate asked the court for an emergency order in May. She said that Sarosi had canceled their apartment lease without telling her and was trying to force her to move out. Sarosi reportedly gave her a very short time to remove her belongings, which was impossible because of the city's quarantine rules. When she asked for more time, he reportedly ignored her. Because of this stressful situation, Mary-Kate went to stay with her sister Ashley and some friends outside the city. Even though things were very difficult, she had a prenuptial agreement that offered some protection during this difficult time. While Mary-Kate was dealing with her problems, the twins experienced another sad loss. Their beloved TV dad, Bob Saget, suddenly passed away in January 2022. Saget was always very close to his TV daughters, including Mary-Kate and Ashley. Even though they did not participate in the Fuller House reboot, Saget continued to be very protective of them and stayed in touch with them regularly. When he died, the twins expressed their deep sadness, saying he was the most loving, compassionate, and generous man. They attended his funeral to honor the man who had played such an important role in their lives. In September 2024, Dave Coulier shared a heartfelt memory of a reunion with Mary-Kate and Ashley during Saget's funeral. He reflected on the bittersweet moment when the Full House cast came together to grieve and celebrate Saget's life. Despite the twins' reclusive lifestyle, their bond with their on-screen family remained strong, making their presence at the funeral deeply meaningful for everyone. Ashley Olsen has also faced some health problems over the years. In 2015, she was diagnosed with Lyme disease in a late stage, which made it difficult for her to work and caused her to withdraw further from the public eye. The disease made her look unwell and often made her feel moody. This was a difficult time for her, but she showed her strength and resilience. In 2016, Ashley had another serious health scare after a plastic surgery procedure went wrong. The surgery caused necrosis, which made her face swell, bruise, and turn black. She needed intensive oxygen therapy to treat the condition, which was a very frightening experience for her. Despite this traumatic event, Ashley has not given up on having future procedures, but she will be more careful in her choices. Ashley has focused on maintaining her health and well-being, making lifestyle changes to support her recovery. She has also become more private, keeping her personal life out of the public eye. Despite these challenges, she continues to thrive professionally, managing her fashion empire, The Row, alongside her sister Mary-Kate. In recent years, the twins have embraced a quieter lifestyle, fully dedicating themselves to their brand. Known for its minimalist luxury, The Row continues to flourish under their hands-on leadership. While they have stepped away from the limelight, they occasionally appear at major fashion events such as the Met Gala. Their commitment to privacy and professionalism has solidified their respected presence in the fashion industry. Thanks for watching. What do you think is the most surprising part of the Olsen twins story? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe for more content like this and check out one of the 2 videos on your screen right now. See you in the next one.